and start like teasing it out. We did it essentially to like test the market. It was during that time that we actually got a really good offer. And the only reason that they decided to take it rather than put it on the MLS was A, they got a price that they were super happy with. They kind of understood that they might be leaving a little bit of money on the table, but the terms of the offer were great. And what was really most important, it allowed them the opportunity to put in a contingent offer on their move to Kansas City. They were like, the time frame of things is more important than the monetary aspect of it. If we hadn't have got the price we got, and if we hadn't have got the terms that we got, we would have absolutely marketed it in the way that we always market it. And actually, the sellers even said to me, we're like, we're happy to take this offer, but we're a little disappointed that we're not getting the full JFK Living experience and the full social media and everything that we do. It was more just about the ease of the transaction, ultimately. Often when people are moving out of area, well, it goes in one of two ways. They've either already had a conversation with an agent in the area that they're moving to, or they are just exploring the option of making a move, but they want to know, well, if I'm going to sell my house here, what can I get for it? How much money am I expected to make from it? What are my closing costs going to be? How am I going to facilitate making a move and things like that? So what I generally do in that scenario is have an appointment at their house to go see it, give them a checklist of items of things they need to take care of to make their home more marketable. We'll talk about what we think we're going to list it for, what I think ultimately it's going to sell for, because the two are not necessarily mutually exclusive. Talk about how much is owed on the property, what the closing costs are, and then, okay, this is what you would expect to walk away from it. Then the next port of call is like, well, where are you headed? If they're headed out of state, then I need to put them in contact with an agent in that area. In the instance with Chip and Marie, I knew a fantastic agent, Jeremy Applebaum. He's a very good friend of mine through the Tom Ferry network. Also works at Real Broker. I've done referral exchanges with Jeremy before. He had some clients moving to South Jersey. So I was like, this is going to be a great fit. Obviously, every market is really different. So if they were moving to a hyper competitive market where they had to put in a non-contingent offer, things might have looked slightly differently. We might have had to have sold their house here before they could even think about putting in an offer on their next house, or be so far along within the contract that all the contingencies were removed. But fortunately, they were able to put a home sale contingency on their next purchase, but they needed to get their house under contract really quickly. They were like, what do we need to do here? They took me on a thorough tour of the house. For the most part, and this is the same with any home, it was like, okay, we just need some decluttering to be done here. Like, let's tidy up the rooms. The primary bedroom had this huge vaulted ceiling, which was incredible, and this huge bathroom as well. A little bit of personality. The house was built in 2004. So, some things it felt a little beige, a little basic. A lot of people are shying away from a use of color, and I'm like, no, I think sometimes it's good to lean into it. They already had the kids' bedroom had a green wall, and it looked so nice. I was like, let's do something similar to that, a different shade of green. I put them in contact with one of my painters. He also came up with a suggestion, like the wooden detailing on the wall as well, to kind of give a bit of dimension, which I
Mhm.
was really happy with. I think if it had just been plain paint, it wouldn't have had the same impact, but it looked so good. Marie's like, okay, well now we've ordered this like bed frame to come in, and she showed me what was coming in. I was like, this is wonderful. I was like, let's just get it dressed up with some bedding, some pillows, some throws. She's like, I don't know what to get. I'm like, I got you. Helped her select bedding, new pillows, comforter, a throw, some new lamps, and got some new drapes for the window, and just like put it all together. And she showed me some pictures afterwards, and it looked like so good. I was like, this is it. This is brand new bedroom. And I don't know exactly how much we've spent at HomeSense, like $300-400, like tops. If you've got an eye for it, like you can go to some of these places and just kind of like gather some stuff and not spend an inordinate amount of money. Those little touches really do go a long way, because like as soon as you get like the photo of the room with everything looking like nice and new and matching and as it should be, like it goes a long way.
How much would a professional staging cost if they had gone that
I
way?
mean, it varies. Like, if you're having like a full staging of a house where you do like living room, dining room, generally primary bedroom, and a few like little touches here and there, it can vary anywhere from like 2,500, 3,000 up to maybe like 4,500, something like that. Staging light, where you're kind of like coming in with throws and pillows and things like that, it's less than that. If you had a stager to come in and do the same thing, they're not going to take the bedding back. Like that's one of those things where they're like, okay, we'll go and we'll buy it and we'll like do all of this, but if you're like sleeping in it and still living there, they're like, I probably double that, I would imagine, maybe like 1100, 1200,
Mhm.
something like that. It depends on if you've got an eye, or just use me. I'll go at HomeSense with you. I love that store. The primary bedroom really became a moment. They also decided to paint the front door, which was really good, like a really nice bright blue pop of color. And then the basement got a refresh of paint as well, which is really great because it was kind of looking a little not the best. When we were in initial discussions, we were talking about a list price of 799. And then when we went to run the office exclusive so I could market it, I was like, let's try 825. Let's see how we kind of do at that price. I said, worst case scenario, if we test the water at 825, we don't get any bites, we get a few brokers through, the brokers open, we get some feedback from them where they were like, maybe like a little bit less. I'm like, great. Then when we officially go to market, we'll mark it at 799 and then we'll throw it out to the world at large. Well, 825 happened, a couple of like buyers in the area got wind of it and we ended up selling the house at 860.